There. This Diecast channel, and in this video we're going to do a review on this 1952 Nash Ambassador Airflyte. That's one of the orphan cars, made in a 1:18 scale by Sunstar Platinum collection. So stay with me to the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't subscribed yet. Give me your thumbs up, share this video, and also click the bell for news. So let's take a better look at this car. Let's unbox it and take a better look at its details right now. The 1952 Nash Ambassador Airflyte, which is an outstanding car. It's very unique in its design. It was influenced by Pininfarina Studios. It's got a style that's somewhat revolutionary with its reverse slant back window. It's a kind of a different design. We used to have this kind of design for windshields in 1950s cars, especially 1956 on. And this car, in this case, had this in the rear window, which was divided into three pieces. It even has an auxiliary rear windshield wiper in a sedan, which is something very interesting. This car was also reliable, dependable, and a pretty solid car at the time. It had those skirted fenders that were very stylish, but on the other hand, a little bit painstaking for tire changing, since you had to lift the car a little bit too much so you could have access to the whole wheel, which was partially covered, even though rear fender skirts were removable. This is a police car that's made by Sunstar Platinum with a very high quality, with all details and parts, trim around the window openings, around the windows, the windshield, grill, bumpers, ornaments, handles. They're all separate parts. The logos and badges are all separate parts or photo etched, made with a very good quality and a very good realism. Headlights and tail lights are also very realistic. Auxiliary lights, sirens, and flashing lights on the top are also very realistic. It's got 4 opening doors, opening trunk, opening hood. Very well detailed interior with all handles and cranks, armrest in the rear seat, and all details in this car are very realistic and according to what Sunstar Platinum usually does. And we cannot deny this is an American classic. Perhaps a little bit too revolutionary, but Nash from 1954 on became American Motors Corporation. Nash Rambler, as you could also name, had a series of cars that somewhat reminded Mopars. This car in particular had roof lines that reminded those ones of a 1952 Dodge Rio Custom. 70s American Motors sometimes reminded of some Chrysler models. American Motors was then acquired by Chrysler Corporation, who really wanted the Jeep brand, and then Chrysler simply quit American Motors. Among some gifts that usually come along with the cars, Sunstar Platinum cars, we have this small booklet with some old material about the car. We have the Nash car and Pininfarina, Italian designer, and who had influenced the style of this car. This one is a 2-door. As we notice, the interior is very roomy and it seems to be very comfortable. The seats could be folded back and turned into a bed. In this case, we see a couple and a child sleeping in the car. It could be an option for you to sleep in a long trip. Roomy trunk. And some more Nash models, such as the 2 and the 4 doors. It was a very unique car. The front of a Nash Ambassador that reminds a little bit those cars we used to see in some woodpecker cartoons at the time. This grille that's typical of Nash cars. It's a sort of oval with In this case, vertical elements, sometimes they were horizontal elements. This car had a little loss in aerodynamics when compared to the previous models, but still a very stylish car since it was also influenced by Pininfarina, and its details are really great. We can see the headlights, the blinkers, and auxiliary lights look very realistic and very well made. The bumper with its ornaments and bumper guards look also very realistic and very well made. They have no flashings, no issues at all. And the grill is an actual grill, not just a mesh that's cast in plastic. We have a hood ornament that looks like a mixture of a bird and an airplane. We have a little reminder that back in the 1950s there was an enthusiasm related to space race of the United States of America. So some cars had some airplane elements. I've even talked about that a review on the Studebaker Golden Hawk. With the open hood, we can see the 252 straight six, which was a good and reliable engine at the time. Studebaker Hudson also had a straight six engine. V8s were starting to be more common. American cars were starting to have V8s, but straight sixes engines were still quite popular. Not as much as the V8s, but they were also very reliable and good engines. We can notice that this engine bay is very well made. It's made with a lot of accuracy. We can see the battery, cables, wires, engine valve cover, air filter, radiator, the radiator cap, the front panel. Hinges are also very realistic. They are those pantographic type hinges. So the car is really made with a lot of accuracy. A very nice looking interior of this car. We have a steering wheel that's almost in horizontal position. That reminds the steering wheel of a Volkswagen bus compared to its position. It's got the gas and brake pedals. It's an automatic transmission car. And the dashboard is also very unique and very nice looking with all its gauges and instruments. And we see far left on the dashboard a small silver screen which is a speaker. So this is not a feature of modern cars, but old cars also had that at the time. The two backs of the front seat, the bench seat, which was foldable and could be converted into a bed. Interior is all made in tin with the carpet on the floor and a rubber mat in the driver's position. From another angle, very nice interior, very well detailed headliner, adjustable sun visors, and in the back seat we have an armrest in the center. The rear end of a Nash that sort of reminded the rear end of a Dodges, 1950s Dodges. I mentioned the 1952 Dodge Royal Lancer, which had a roofline pretty much similar to the one of this car. But the rear window with a windshield wiper was something quite unique for the Nash cars. And this window in three pieces was sort of common in the beginning of 1950s. From the mid-1950s on, those curved windows were more common, especially for windshields. This car has very nice lines, tail lights, badge, reverse lights, bumper with the bumper guards were all very well made. The license plate light is also very well made. The antenna is a very nice piece, looks very realistic, and the transparency of the rear window looks excellent. A single exhaust, since this is a straight six engine. The trunk that's all in black with a spare tire, very accurately made. Realistic hinges, and we see all detail inside the trunk that's all made in black with a texture that mocks the coating those trunks used to have. Spare wheel looks also very realistic. The car from underneath, we can notice that the undercarriage is very well taken care of. We see all the structure. This car, it was said to be a unibody. We can see the spare tire bay, the gas tank. The gas cap would be probably hidden in the taillight, as it happened to the Chevrolet Bel Air, for instance. But that one would be the passenger side instead of the driver's side that happened in the Chevy. Front gauge is a little bit narrower than the rear gauge due to steering. The engine and transmission made in light blue with a very good realism and very realistic color. Muffler, rear and front suspensions, brake lines, differential, drive shaft, which is fixed, but all suspensions actually work. It's a very nice model car. Ranking this car from 0 to 10, I would give it a 10 for sure. Sunstar Platinum makes excellent model cars, and this Nash Airflyte is no exception to the rule. It's made with accuracy, top quality detail. All its details are very well taken care of. All trims, every single part of this car is made with accuracy and with quality. I really think Sunstar Platinum is one of the best brands for diecast model cars, especially if you're looking for those old American classics. This is one of them. This is a one-of-a-kind car. It's a very interesting one, and I would really advise you to get one if you like those old 50s American cars. So I'd like to thank you for all likes and views, for all subscriptions. Please don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't subscribed yet. And let me know down in the comments what you think about the video and about the car. And if you have any further information on Nash cars or even American Motors cars, Studebaker, and other orphan cars and want to share with us, please do so in your comments. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.